Hi, this is Linda Hunt and the Marketplace Connection. Come and go with us as we visit the 7 cultural mountains where you will receive information that will expand your capacity and upgrade your thinking because God wants to give you more. Join me for the next hour as I connect you to the Marketplace. Well, good morning this Saturday, glorious Saturday morning. We are so happy to be with you once again, as we are every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We just believe this is the place, and we are the people. This is the Marketplace Connection, and I am your host, Connector Linda Hunt, and I welcome you wherever you are, whatever part of the world you're in, whatever you're listening to me on. We welcome you to the Marketplace Connection. And this broadcast is a broadcast that will upgrade your thinking, enhance you, expand your capacity, because we do believe that God wants to give you more. And we have information that we believe that will change your life today. And so we just want you to tell a neighbor, tell a friend that the Marketplace Connection is on the air. We want you to take notes because we have the business doctor here with us today, and we have one of the lifeliners that have gone through this program that has proven that it is a program that works. So if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, if you're just thinking about entrepreneurship, we want you to know that this is the place to be today, so you can get some information. So get your pad and get your pen ready so you can get some tips from the business doctor today. So I just want to take the opportunity to welcome my 2 distinguished guests today. I am so proud to be able to bring to the Marketplace Connection my friend I'm a lifeliner as well. I've been through the program. Amen.
Amen.
And it has given me, I want you to know that it has given me the confidence to do just what I do on this media mountain. And I just thank God for the Lifeline program and for you, Dr. Nicole Farmer. Thank you so much for giving up your time to come and visit with us and to be a part of my listening and viewing audience. So we welcome you today.
I'm so excited. This is just such a blessing. I'm like, yes, I finally am here. The Marketplace Connection, I'm here.
Well, we are happy to have you, and certainly you are a part of my destiny and what God has for me and what I am doing, going through your program. And I know you just have to be proud of what God is doing for you and the city of Detroit, how God is using you.
I am. It's wonderful when I see individuals. I was just looking on Facebook, and another Lifeliner just created a indoor fire pit for your desk.
Oh my goodness.
Something safe. And he's like, oh my goodness, I just wanted to show you what I was doing. And so it's a blessing to see, because what I wanted Lifeline to be is not just the fact that here I'm just going to give you some information, right, and you're just a number, but you really are you're a lifeliner.
Yes.
So we're with you for life.
Amen.
Number 2, I want to give you, I don't even want to give you fish. I can give you the fish, but I want to teach you how to fish.
Yes.
And that was the purpose. So it doesn't matter what you lay your hands on. At the end of the day, you'll know how to do it, especially do it God's way automatically. Why? Because you've gotten the teaching. You'll know how to write the vision and make it plain every single time that God then deposits and downloads a new idea. You know how to run for it.
Yes. Amen. Well, I certainly believe that. I've witnessed it. I've seen some of the people that have gone through your program, and we do know that Lifeline is a lifeline. So if you're looking for a lifeline today, this is the place to get the lifeline and the information that you need. And then we have, to my far right and your left, we have another one of the Lifeliners. Yes. This is Sierra.
We just got Lifeline all around.
Yes. Sierra CC Massey. We we welcome you
Thank
today.
you so much. I'm so excited to be on the show with you guys.
Yes.
Such an honor. Such an honor.
Yes, yes. And I'm telling you, you will see some of the different things we're going to talk about, some of the things that she has developed out of the Lifeline. We sat right next to each other in class, and it was just a ideal at that time. It was something that was born out of a passion. It was born out of a necessity. And she took that thing all the way to the finish line. Mm-hmm. And so when you do that, when you take it all the way to the finish line, I'm telling you, God will bless the work of your hand.
Yes,
and so he has blessed her, and she has come out with a rejuvenation shoe line, and I'm telling you, it is just gorgeous and beautiful. And the uniqueness about it is that it is for sizes 10 through 15. So if you have women that have a little extra, in their step, and they just need that extra touch, and they need to have shoes that
and
are,
still look fabulous.
That's right, and still fashionable.
Yes.
This is the line, and we will tell you a little bit more about it as we get into the program. So let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Nicole first, and then I'll tell you a little bit about Cece, and then we'll get right into the broadcast. Now, Dr. Nicole was 14 years old when she gave birth to her son in a group home setting, and was overwhelmingly, as it seemed, it did not hold her back. Did you hear what I said? As overwhelmingly as it seemed, it did not hold her back. She was living in an impoverished life as a single teenage mom, battling homelessness, hunger, but hunger for success. That was her key. Hunger for success outweighed her circumstances. And she, at one time, had been a owner of the first African-American woman. She took it from that, became the owner of a Tuffy muffler store. And now, currently, she is the CEO, president of Lifeline Business Consulting. And Dr. Nicole says that Lifeline serves as a conduit for entrepreneurs to assist primarily with business plans. Now, she is a stickler about that. I can tell you that. No nonsense.
Yes.
When it comes to that business plan. You can be in business and do business, but having that business plan, as Dr. Nicole always told us, it's really the life of the business. It's really the structure of the business. It really ensures your success. And so that business plan for her is what you have to have. And so preparation and conducting funding resources is what she does in her Lifeline workshop. And she offers a 15-week course that covers the dynamics of entrepreneurship, one-on-one consultation, workshops, business plan preparation, financial projection, resource referrals, and networking events. Now, that's a mouthful, okay? But you get all of that in 15 weeks. And then you're a Lifeliner forever.
Yes.
For life, you're a Lifeliner. So you can always come back and take, more courses that will enhance you. And so now, proof is in the pudding that someone that has gone through the program, which is Sierra, we call her Cece, and she's gone through the program. And Sierra invented the Rejuvenation Shoe Line company that specializes in large size footwear specifically for sizes 10 through 15. And she provides stylish, quality, affordable shoes. And right now they are sold online, and she has pop-up shops around the city, so you can follow her online, and as well as state to state. And her primary reason for starting it was because of the fact that when she was a certain age, coming up and having to have, a larger size shoe, she was not able to find stylish shoes for girls her age. And so at 15 years old, you hear this, at 15 years old, she decided she had a vision. And God brought that vision to pass. And she had a vision that she would begin to make shoes for women with larger sizes. So we just thank God for her and her line. And you're going to see more. You're going to see a couple of her styles that she has. And we just thank God for Cece.
Amen.
We thank God for Dr. Nicole.
Yes.
We thank you for
Amen.
what you guys are doing and what God is using you to do. So we're going to just start out talking a little bit to Dr. Nicole. And then we're just going to kind of vacillate between her and Cece. And so, Dr. Nicole, you have a testimony, as I read a little bit about it, and for all intent and purposes was set up for a failure at age 14. And tell us a little bit about that,
Yeah, so, I was actually doing a magazine article the other day, being interviewed, and I was having to think about, that yet again. And just understanding how, sitting in that group home, I was remembering bringing home this baby. I was 14 years old. in this group home in Jackson. So no family, no friends, anyone is around. So I'm completely alone. And I really just did not know Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I mean, I grew up Buddhist. And so I at that very moment in that presence, I knew that Buddha couldn't help me with this situation. He was not alive.
Yes,
you know.
right.
And so y'all don't laugh at me, right? Y'all already laughing. I said don't laugh. I swear when you tell somebody don't laugh and they laugh, it's like I'm trying to say something, y'all are laughing. So in that moment, all I could think about was, remember in the movie Roots, where, you know, they had the baby and the man held the baby up and dedicated the baby to the Lord.
Right.
That was all that I did. Now, in my innocence, right, I didn't know how to pray. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. All I could think about was that movie.
Yeah.
And him dedicating and giving the baby back to the Lord. And so that's what I did that one evening alone in my room with this 4-day-old baby. Having this child with no medicine, 36 hours of labor, and really alone, but not knowing that God was with me all the time. I just posted on Facebook this, actually today or just the other day, I said that, you know, the teacher is always quiet during the test.
That's right.
And so, you know, some of my moments of being homeless, of, you know, just not having, right, being hungry. I've had situations where, you know, I remember working at a restaurant. You know, they give you a free meal if you work at that restaurant.
Right.
And so I would take home that meal and give it to my son because that was the only food that we would have. And in that moment, he would actually share that. And, you know, and praise be to God that, you know, just recently I was honored for my story, for my mess on the Steve Harvey show. I thought that was something else to be honored for your mess.
Yes.
Okay.
Take your
That
mess.
very thing.
I'm telling you, he'll make a ministry out of it.
Right. That
I'm
very
telling
thing.
you.
And then to reward it. But it was something in that moment that I think was priceless, was the fact that my son, who now is 22, he said to me, he was going through the story within himself. And he was saying how he couldn't stand sitting there seeing his mom not eating. And so he would only eat so much to ensure that I had something to eat. Now, this is a baby who was 6 years old doing this. You know, he was recalling the fact of stories, or, you know how you don't think that the babies are listening, you know, and I tell a lot of parents now, don't think that your baby don't know what's going on or that they're not listening. And so he can recall conversations where I was arguing with social workers the fact of the matter of them trying to take him away from me. He recalls the discussions of how they were telling me that I should have aborted him, and how he was just so thankful, and how, I mean, with tears in his eyes, he was like, you could have chose that route, but you didn't. And at 14 years old, you made the decision to fight. And if you recall, like, you know, when I look at kids these days, and even, you know, my 11-year-old, I couldn't even imagine, you know, none of these children going through what I went through. But God gives you a certain ability to withstand storms.
Yes.
You know, whatever that your storm is, he's giving you that ability to withstand it, so that you then are able to come onto a show like this.
That's right.
To then encourage people and to tell people that all things are possible, that you can hold on to your dreams. And in this article, they had asked me this question. They asked, well, what is your favorite book? Or, you know, what did you know, something that you stood on other than the Bible? And I was like, come on now. But okay. Because I would physically whip my Bible out and stand on it, right? To stand on the word. But I thought about The Wiz, and how all she wanted to do was go home. But she had the power within her the whole entire time.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that I've learned along the way, is that I've always had the power within. I've had the power to be an entrepreneur. I had the power to be a business owner, to be a CEO, to be a positive woman, to truly go out and talk about how good God is. I had that all within myself the entire time.
Yes.
And so that's the one thing I want your listeners and viewers to realize and understand, that is within you right now. Now it's just time for the manifestation. So it's the time is to thank him right now in the midst of the storm, in the midst of the struggle. It's to thank him right now. And there were many nights during those days that I would just sit there and cry and just thank him. Because now I look back and I say, wow, you couldn't pay me $1 million to believe where I am now. Yet he gave me all those dreams. He showed me where I was going to be today. He showed me, what I was going to have and what I was going to do. And, I remember even having a dream years ago that I was, washing dishes and drinking tea and looking at the waterfront. And today my home is off the water. He will give you that in the midst of your darkest times.
Yeah.
Just hold on to that.
Yeah. And when you were saying that, all of that is on the inside of us. And there's a certain trajectory that God has, a pathway, as the Bible says, that he's the light into our pathway, a lamp into our feet. And if we just kind of take clues, to where we are and some of the things that happen to us in life, we can kind of see that pathway,
Yes.
that God has already laid out for us. And if we just kind of just keep walking in that pathway, there's light. There's
It
light in that
is.
pathway.
But let me tell you this too. When you don't walk on that path,
He knows how to bring you back.
right. I was telling somebody this, a couple of months ago. I said, I don't know, but I tried to mess this thing up. I don't know how many times. I mean, every which way. I don't know. I mean, having a baby at 14,
Yeah.
just very, horrible relationships,
you weren't mature yet.
I mean, all different kind of things. I mean, we could go to 45 minutes on all the mistakes I've made in life. And I've really just realized that you can't even mess this thing up. He's so gracious and he's so good to us that you can't even mess it up.
Wow.
If you
great.
love him and if your heart is for him, he will bring you back. And he's so gentle with it. The Holy Ghost is a gentleman.
Yes, he is.
And he will be kind and gracious and loving and caring towards you so that you would want to be where he wants you to be.
And it's much easier when you are.
It is.
So tell us a little bit about, you were the first African-American woman, a Tuffy Muffler Auto Center. And how were you able to get into a Tuffy Muffler business? I mean, a auto mechanic type business where most women don't get into.
Right. That was strange, right? That was strange. Well, it was with my ex-husband.
Okay.
At the time, and it's so funny because I look at that relationship now, and it was a blessing because A, of course, I have my son, right? B, I took care of. I was blessed to be able to take care of my mother-in-law at that time through cancer. And she got her healing on the other side.
Okay.
And I was thankful for that. And I remember midnight times where I would sit with her and she would say to me, the only reason why you're married to him is for me. And I would sit there and I would say, wow, like you knew the situation that I was in and everything. And with that, I always I'm just being a little transparent, right?
Okay,
Like I
that's
normally am.
That's right.
I always felt as though that I had to be connected to some man in order for me to receive any type of level of success. I felt as though that any money I was going to get or, anything in life that was going to be good, it had to be connected to this man. And so I always was trying to make a husband or some man life better and I'm not saying it like that, but I'm saying like I wanted their dreams to come into reality.
Right.
And I didn't even think about anything that I dreamed. Like it wasn't even no dream of mine. It was like it was just you.
Yeah, pushing you.
Right. And not saying nothing, but I'm just saying for me.
Right.
Because I was just in a low place and I didn't have that self-esteem to look at myself and see what was good on the inside of me. And so, he wanted to open up a candy store, and so I did that, and it was a great success. And unfortunately, the things that I didn't know that the Life Runners know today, I had to close that shop. But I learned the importance of a penny. And my ex-husband was a mechanic, so he went and got a job at this auto repair shop. And going back and forth every day, the owners came to me, and they said to me, "You can own this." I said, "Honey, I ain't white." I'm 20 at the time. I was 26 years old. I'm like, I'm too young. I got a GED. I'm on food stamps. I'm on welfare. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't even have a car. I'm using my mother-in-law's car to take her back and forth to chemo treatments, taking the ex-husband to work, taking the kids to school, coming back, picking him up. And they said this. They said, but we saw how you're dealing with your family and how you're making certain that you're taking care of everything. And what makes you have the ability to own this is your resilience. Now, I told them that they was a lie from the pit of hell. There's something wrong with you. And it took them 3 months to actually convince me. And then finally I met with a broker, their broker. That broker physically, literally cussed me out. And I had to identify why was I sitting there listening to someone cuss me out versus pulling East Side of Detroit up out of me. Mm-hmm. And it was because I recognized abuse and I was connecting to abuse. So when you're abused in relationships, and I even saw that the way that this woman was talking to me was similar to the way my grandmother talked to me. That was love to me.
Right. So
even God showed me that he had to take something that was so vile in order to wake me up, to show me an opportunity. Wow. And, being able to walk through that door of that opportunity, they actually reduced the price of the franchise by half. Going through the process, I remember at one point, because again, remember I told you I didn't have no car. I was using the mother's car.
Right.
We had to go back and after all the loans were approved and everything was approved, we still had a dealer training. And I just want to encourage your listeners and viewers that sometimes you think, and forget y'all, I'm encouraging myself. How about that? I'm encouraging
That's
me.
That's what this is all about. That's right.
Sometimes you think that an opportunity is not there and you have every single excuse not to walk through that door and not do that very thing. And my excuse was not having a car just to even get to the dealer training. Mm-hmm. Well, every day, and y'all laugh at me, but I will put on my little fur coat and I'll put on the baby's goggles, like swimming goggles, and I will open my front door. Now, my ex-husband, of course, he thought I was crazy because that's another discussion. We need another show for that, how to deal with ex-husbands who used to be abusive, but that's another thing. And so my girlfriend called me. She's like, "What are you doing? I'm hearing that you opening your door every day with your fur coat and some goggles on." I said, "I'm waiting for the angel to come and pick me up to take me to the dealer training." I knew that God, if he brought an angel to my door for me to get on that angel's back to fly me back and forth to this dealer training, it was going to happen.
Right.
Because he was not going to bring me this far, approve a loan with a 480 credit score, no money, no nothing, okay, not even a car. You can't tell me that then now this last obstacle of not having a car to get to Toledo for this dealer training was going to stop me.
And you got there.
I got there. It was he worked out ways, and next thing I know, it was a rent-a-car that was not even paid for that was provided. And there's so many other testimonies. But those are the things is that we have to hang on to our testimony. Again, I'm not talking to y'all, I'm talking to me. we got to hang on to the testimonies. We have a track record with God.
That's it.
So if we have a track record with God, do you not think he's going to bless our business?
That's
Do you
right.
not think he's going to bless every piece of the business if he opened up the door for the business? Do
Right.
you not think he's going to bless you with the car, the house, you know, the husband, the wife that he meant for you to have? Do you not
Mm-hmm.
think that's going to happen if the door is open for you? And the door opened when he died on the cross and
That's
rose
right.
in 3 days.
That's
so
right.
Amen.
that was
Amen.
done.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
I
right.
wasn't trying to preach. I was supposed
Well,
to.
you took all of that,
I'm sorry.
all of the failures, all of the hardship, all of the, the tenacity that it took you, and let's fast forward. Now you're at Lifeline.
I'm at Lifeline.
Okay, so you started Lifeline when?
I started Lifeline the next day I had to close the auto repair shop.
For real?
The very next
didn't know
day.
that. Wow.
So August 30th, 2010, I had to close the auto repair shop. September 1st, 2010, I had a first client with Lifeline.
Wow.
And I remember pulling up to her business to
Okay.
do an assessment with tears in my eyes. Because I again, why, God, are you taking this business away from me? I didn't understand why are you closing this? You know, okay, I got to do this now. Let me go help this lady. And truly, I didn't even think Lifeline was going to be where it is now. I actually when I started Lifeline, I just did a quick DBA so I could cash a check. It wasn't anything for me to, I'm for real, like, it wasn't anything for me to, think of being on a 4th floor overlooking the water, having classes upon classes, contracts with the city of Detroit. I'm now a consultant for the University of Michigan. Like, all of that,
Wow.
that day I just sat there before I had to walk in her business with tears in my eyes, and then back to not having a car.
Wow.
So we have to listen to like you said something, you have to listen to the signs, you have to listen to the Holy Ghost. And I said this earlier, the teacher is silent during the test.
That's right.
So when you don't hear anything, you got to go back in your mind to the last time he spoke.
Right.
The last thing that he spoke is what he spoke.
Right.
Right.
So you just got to keep moving.
Keep it moving.
You got to keep it moving. So,
Yeah.
He's not going to talk while you're going through a test, but it's all right. And I'm just learning this. This is just something I'm learning.
Okay.
And I noticed that this is what I did with that in that period of time in my life of starting Lifeline and even continuing. He doesn't, he's not motivated by your tears.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not motivated by your tantrum tantrums, because I will throw a tantrum tantrum real fast, right? But it's really how you're going to praise your way out of it or
right.
praise your way through it.
Right.
Because in all actuality, he's trusting you. That's why he brought the storm to your doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to have a baby at 14. My God is so good that he didn't have to allow that to even be.
Right. Right. Right.
But he trusts me to go through that storm.
Mm-hmm.
He said, okay, you'll be able to be a testimony.
Mm-hmm.
The devil can only tempt you
That's right.
only when God says go.
That's right. That's right.
So it's something about you, and I'm speaking to you right now, that God is saying, I trust you through going through this very storm that you're going through. I trust you, and I know you can do it. And that's how I started Lifeline, was out of my pain. And all I wanted to do was be a servant of his. I said, let me just serve your people. Whatever you want me to do, let me just serve your people.
Okay.
And he said, here, I want you to teach others what you've gone through. And I want you to be transparent. And I want you to share everything that you've learned. And I want you to share me.
All right. Now, Lifeline is a 15-week, as I said, program. For those of you, again, Dr. Nicole, give them your number.
I would love
website.
to, yes. Well, I have a couple of things, actually, something new
Okay.
going on. You can go call the office, 313-965-3155, if you're in the Metro Detroit area. But for others who are looking at us and listening throughout the world, you can actually go to my personal website, drnicolesfarmer.com, and you can actually sign up for that same 15-week program program right online. So I actually will be doing those online classes, and you'll be able to be coached through that process by myself. So the team is doing all the classes here in the city of Detroit, and I'm doing those things right online. You can actually also connect to the Lifeline Business Consulting Services. The website is thelifelinenetwork.com. Thelifelinenetwork.com.
Okay. And the address for the actual workshops are here in the on Woodbridge and Brevard at 1400 Woodbridge.
Yes.
On the corner of Brevard, the 4th floor. So if you're interested,
Come
what
on
days,
up.
What days are the classes?
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I don't have a clue.
She has a system.
You know what? That's what I love. You know, it was so funny. I was having a discussion yesterday with someone, and they were like, "Wow, you've done really well taking yourself out of the business." I said, "Yes, I have." That's not, you know.
Because you're all over the place. I mean, she travels. You got your Impact show.
Yes.
You're in, 6 markets. You still doing your radio?
You know what? We had to take a pause because it was, we
Okay.
were doing 2 years straight, 7:30 a.m. So I had to take a pause from that.
Okay.
But actually, in I think Phoenix, Ohio, and Atlanta, they're actually still hearing us.
Okay.
Some of the shows. So that's the Lifeline show, or It's a New Day show. I think we changed the name too because we, so many different
Right.
things. And then I got a new book coming out, if I may.
Okay. Yes.
It is the 9 Power Principles to Bring Your Dreams into Reality. Yes, finally, right? So I'm giving you those principles that I've learned along the way. And I even have a chapter in here that I love. It talks about, if I can find it, 10 pitfalls of entrepreneurs and Bible verses every small business owner needs. And what I love the most is things we should have learned from our parents but didn't.
Okay.
Some of these things that, we should have understood what it meant to create wealth. We should have learned, about our comfort zone. We really should have learned understanding how to negotiate. And those things really are taught from home. And I want to bring those lessons to you. So I have the book as well as a workbook so you can journal through some of those emotions. Because I would say that, the Lifeline program as well as my coaching program, we really deal with things on a holistic approach because, I've had clients who have been raped. I have clients that have gone through some horrendous things in their lives. And you don't think that it has anything to do with your business, but it does. Those things starts to make you create excuses of why you can't have your business or why you won't do for your business or growing your business. So we're here. We're going to help you through that process. We also have a membership program through drnicolesfarmer.com. You can get the book and the workbook. We're pre-releasing it. We got special deals on there. So check me out.
Okay. So, Sierra, we will now get to you and talk a little bit about your company. And she has, as I said, gone through the Lifeline classes, the 15-week program. So I wanted to show that this program does work. Dr. Nicole has brought millions into the city through various collaborations of different microloans,
Yes.
Different other, services and the Motor City Match and, some of the other banks. So this is just not about going through a program and then you don't have any help as far as trying to get your business open. This program will also lead you to the sources. And you get a chance when you come through the program to pitch your business. She brings the people to the table, okay? The people with the money that will actually hear your ideas, your inventions, your whatever it is, your services that you have. And so millions of dollars have come through the Lifeline Business Consulting Workshop classes. So I want you all, again, give them your number and then we'll go to CC
Okay.
again.
313-965-3155. And also go to the website, thelifelinenetwork.com. And you can also connect with me, drnicolesfarmer.com.
Okay. So, Cece, tell us a little bit about your company, the Rejuvenation Shoe Company that you have. And we're so proud of you,
Yes.
and
Thank you,
what
thank you.
God has done in such a short time and has actually manifested, as Dr. Nicole has said. That's what it's all about. You have
It sure
manifested your training
Yes.
into a product. So tell us a
Go
little
ahead,
bit
tell
about
us.
it.
Tell us about that.
So I'm the owner of Rejuvenation Shoes. We specialize in women larger size footwear, sizes 10 to 15.
She did that pitch.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just a little proud mom right here.
Just a proud mom.
Okay, I'm sorry.
As Miss Linda stated, the idea came when I was 15 years old. Growing up, not being able to find affordable, quality, stylish footwear that was age appropriate at the time, you either get one of the extremes. Either they look like dancer shoes or they look like my grandmother's shoes. During that age, during that time. So I can remember just, I always tell people this. I can remember it was a dance at my middle school. And everybody, were dressed up. They had their dresses on and, the cute shoes, so on and so forth. And pretty much most of my gym shoe collection were me in gym shoes. I was in 9th grade, I wore a size 13, 14. 8th grade, I wore a size 13. 7th grade, I wore a size 11, 12. So, it kind of seemed like, as I got older, when I 10 years old, I'm wearing a size 10. 11 years old, I'm wearing a size 11.
Right.
Luckily, it stopped at a 13, 14. And so just during that time period, it was just very, very difficult for me, being at that young age. Your peers, mean so much to you, your appearance, so on and so forth. And so I can remember this dance and everybody's, looking cute and they have their dresses on, they have pretty shoes. And so I had to go, I had a dress on, but I didn't have the prettiest shoes, you know what I mean? Like I had typical black or typical brown, those were kind of like my girly, shoes. And so I can remember calling my mom early and crying like, Mom, come pick me up, come pick me up. And she's like, why, baby? I just dropped you off. I just left here. And I'm like, no, Ma, just come get me. Just come get me. I'll tell you when you get here. And so I can remember running to her, and she was just holding me. And I was telling her, like, Ma, I just feel so awkward. I just feel, out of place. And I explained to her why, and I just was like, one day I want to start my own line. I don't want anybody else to feel like this. I just couldn't be me in this world wearing a size 13, 14. It just couldn't be. And that's how I felt, So she made me make a promise. And she said, if you go through high school, you don't give me no baby drama, no boy drama, no early babies. I want straight A student. You'll be a straight A student. No issues. I don't want no fighting. None of that. Mommy's gonna help you start this business, and that's exactly what she did. I did even better. National Honor Society all 4 years.
Amen.
Duly enrolled in college courses in high school. I took
Amen.
classes on Saturdays. I went to while in high school, I went to Davenport University and Lake Superior State University. And taking business courses, just trying to understand the business and what I was getting myself into and how I could do this. And there's always this small, glimpse, this small part of you is like, okay, I think I can do this. I think I can do this. No, you're a woman. You're a female. You can't do this. Oh my goodness, you really don't come from, a really financially stable background. Your family, my mom's pretty much a single parent, on and off, and it was kind of, it just come from a sketchy, background as some may, think. And so I was like, I really can't do this, but I kept pushing, and I kept pushing, and I kept pushing. There's something you stated earlier in regards to, you try to stray off that path and where your heart truly lies with the Lord. He find his way, move you right on back, on back. And so at an early age, I just knew that this is what I wanted to do, period. I didn't know how I was going to be able to do it, but I just knew I was going to be able to do it. I didn't have ideas. I only had my mom and my sister, kind of really, really backing me. Some of my high school teachers, but I was getting, people, like my peers or even some high school teachers. You can't do that. It's impossible. I'm standing here today.
Amen.
I'm standing here today.
Amen.
So what brought you to Lifeline? How did you get to Lifeline? What was it that brought you here?
It's funny because I went through the SBA, Small Business Association, and also SCORE. And so for maybe a year or so, my dad passed. And about maybe a year and a half, I was going through relationship issues and stuff. And so I stopped. I was like, you know what? I'm not pushing for it. I'm just defeated. It is what it is. Just continue, working at this factory. Keep doing it. And then I had a dream that I was standing on a stage in front of high school students. And I was speaking to them about how I had started my business, so on and so forth, and I ended up waking up, so I don't remember the rest of it. But I just remember that. And I got up that day, it was on a weekend, and I got up that day and I started researching for SCORE and a small business. Like, okay, I got to figure out, how am I going to, start really. I had a business plan from high school, but it wasn't completed. So I'm like, I really need to. Everything I read online says, you have to have a business plan. This is your Bible, so to speak, for your business to succeed. So I connected with SCORE. I ended up getting a mentor. Ended up meeting with her. Her name is Jacqueline Jones Love. And we met for about maybe 2 weekends or so. And, she was just kind of looking at my business plan and looking, finding out, more about me, what was my dreams, what did I want to do with the business, so on and so forth. And she was like, you know what? There's this program that's coming up, and this is early January of last year. There's this program coming up. I think you should apply for it. And I said, okay. I'm like thinking in my head, okay, here go another program. Somebody want me to, pay, some money. I really don't have it. Am I really going to get what I need? Because I've taken other business courses, and I really don't feel like you get the meat. Like the real what the information that you need to continue, you know what I'm saying, from where I was. I had a business plan, but I didn't have the financial side. And then some of my business plan wasn't, like I said, wasn't all, cohesive, wasn't all, pieced together. So she said, go ahead and take this class. It's about, I said, okay, well, how much is it? She's like, it's $100. And I'm like, oh, my Lord, I only got like $75 in my bank account right now. Like, I don't think I can do this. So I went home. I told my mom. I prayed on it. I actually sat down, wrote out, did like a little visionary, kind of like, okay, Sierra, are you really serious about this? Is this something you really want to do? And of course, yes. Just by the grace of God, because like I said, all I had was 75. I didn't know how I was gonna come up with the, remainder of the money. You know what I mean? And so my mom couldn't loan it to me. I didn't have anybody else to loan it to me. I go on the website and it said late bird specials, and it was $50.
Yep.
And I'm like, I just felt this. It was just like this. When you feel it's the spirit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is crazy. It was literally just $100 a couple days ago, because I had been checking. I kept, looking on there. I was reading up on the program. I'm like, okay, it says 15 weeks. Okay, it says it's, you'll have this at the end of the the course. You'll have a set business plan. You can go before certain people, make different connections. So on and so forth. I'm like, is this just another program? When I tell y'all, this program is absolutely amazing. This program
I ain't gonna
cry. I'm trying to hold the tears back. This program is absolutely amazing. It's not like any other program that I've been in. I've gone through so many different small business programs that have made so many different promises to kind of help you get to this point of launching your business. Like Ms. Linda stated, she actually brings the people to you. You don't have to go out there and find them. They're sitting there at the table. They want to see you succeed. And so that's how I ended up getting into Lifeline. And I promise, I tell everybody I can think of.
That's
people
right.
out in California I've made connections with. I tell them about your program.
Amen. Well, tell them I'm online.
So let's hold up one of your shoes.
Jesus.
And
Here is one of our, I call it the wedding prom shoe. It comes in gold and silver. And I just only brought, one, but we have our line consists of 13 products so far. We have flat sandals, and yeah.
Yeah, and look at the packaging. I mean, the packaging.
I was just about to say that.
Yes.
So we wanted to make sure, because again, I suffered with low self-esteem at growing up, and it took me a while to get to a place where I was confident. And so in my head, I wanted the people, my customers, to feel like they were opening up a gift.
Yes.
Because you are special, you are beautiful. So this market is so underserved. It doesn't, it's ridiculous. And so like, just imagine, okay, us girls, I know some men out there, you kind of have the same feeling. But when you go into a mall, go into a store, there's an array of stores, and you go in there and for sure you go to this store. You got a couple favorite stores. You can go in that store and get something that you like. I couldn't do that. And so that made me feel horrible. Shopping experiences were terrible growing up. I used to dread going shopping. And so I wanted to take the time to make sure that the box or our packaging in general made you feel special. And so that's why.
Well, I
created
want to
this way.
just, I don't mean to just, go over in time or anything, but I want to first and foremost, how many black women do you know have a shoe line?
That's right.
Let's just first go there. Okay. And it's not the fact of the matter that we have a shoe. Her logo is in the shoe.
Yes.
This is her shoe. Okay? Like, this is her shoe. To be able to get packaging. Do you know how, that is tremendous to get packaging done, to get the right box, to get the right logo, to be able to get all of the right things, to have this at your table. Mind you, you just heard her testimony. You heard everything that she was saying. And mind you, what did she just say? She didn't even have the money to take the class. Look at where she is.
Right.
That's tremendous.
Yes.
I don't know. That's, to me, tremendous
Yes.
in itself.
Yes, absolutely. And
Woo!
where can they find your
Jesus.
shoe line? I mean, where can they go to, if they want to buy? Give us your website and your number or whatever it is that you want to give them for
Yes.
information.
So we're actually an online store currently. You can find us at rejuvenationshoes.com. That's REJUVINATIONS. It's not spelled like the regular rejuvenate, rejuvenation's word. We substituted the EN for IN, meaning bring out your inner beauty, your inner
I
self.
love it.
And just a quick snippet. The reason why how I came up with this logo, I was on Fort Worth and Greenfield here in Dearborn, and I'm a high school student. I still have the napkin that I drew out this logo.
Jesus.
Wow. From
And
high
it
school.
just came to me, and the name, originally the line was supposed to be called Esteems. Because again, it was surrounded around your
Right.
self-esteem, and we went down to the office to do our DBA, and they told me that someone had a similar name, so we couldn't use that name, and I was determined, like, I'm not leaving this building without my DBA, so we got to come up with something. And so my family and I, my mom, my dad was still alive at the time. We, kind of put our heads together, and we came up with Rejuvenation, but we took the EN out and put IN to bring out, to still show your inner beauty. Embrace yourself. It doesn't matter what skin color you are. It doesn't matter what ethnic background, your religion, your financial background, so on and so forth. We should be able to walk confidently.
Amen.
Period.
Wow.
Period.
In whatever our path.
I love
is.
that. Walk confidently.
Yes. Yes.
I love
and
that.
And you said, I know one of the things that you said in your bio, you said it's not just a shoe line, it's a movement.
Correct.
And you plan on, tell us, just expound on. I know we don't have a whole lot of more time. We got to do this again. What does that mean?
So basically, I know there's a lot of brands out here, they claim to be very in tune with their customers or with the people, and so on and so forth. But I wanted to be sure that this is not just a line. I want to also branch off and do motivational speaking. As I was stating to you guys before about that dream that I had, that I was in front of students speaking, I actually tomorrow at 8 a.m. I go back to my high school.
Amen.
And I speak and tell about my
Thank
story
you,
and congratulate
Jesus.
them on thank you, and congratulate them, on them graduating and so on and so forth. So
See
we will be working.
what God has done
Yes,
in your life.
yes.
from
brought-
high
It's
school
amazing.
To that. Oh,
It's
that is
amazing.
great.
I love it.
That
And
is wonderful.
just go ahead and go on the website. Check us out. We are on the different social media, so like Facebook and Instagram as well. So you can take a look at our story and our journey. I have done vlogs as well to kind of show everybody, step by step. Like it's really the real hustle. It's the hustle that God has given me, and I want to be able to, like you said, be transparent. So you can actually see my story on there about me commuting 22 hours from New York City back and forth on the Greyhound bus to learn how to
Jesus.
make shoes. So I'm actually a cobbler. So you'll see. You can go in there and see all that.
And she's
Now
only
that's
26 years
Yes, I'm
old.
26.
26 years
That's some
old.
dedication.
And God has
We don't have
given
no
her
excuse.
a vision that has come to pass.
Yes.
And through the help of Lifeline, this is what
Thank
I
you,
want to
Jesus.
say to you. It's through the help. You need a coach. You need somebody
And she
that
is
can
it.
help you bring your
Jesus.
vision to pass. It's good that you write the vision, as the Bible said, to make it plain, but you need somebody that's going to help you and to motivate you to bring that vision to pass. So I'm telling you, I strongly suggest for you entrepreneurs, those that are looking to possibly go into business, and even if it's not right now, and even if it's not a brick and mortar business, you don't have to have a brick. It could be a service. You could be doing what I do. You know, whatever it is, your dreams, come to Lifeline and allow them to bring that vision, that dream to pass. And you know, I always tell you, whatever God has given you, to do it. Those of you that are sitting in the four walls of the church, this is the time, this is the season for entrepreneurship like never before. Money is flowing in the city of Detroit like never before. This woman of God has brought millions into the city. She's been in Crane Magazine. You don't get in Crane Magazine doing nothing, okay? She has been in Crane Magazine. She's been on Channel 2, on Channel 4. She's been on Steve Harvey because of the program that she has, not just because of her, but because of what God has given her, the vision for the people, and she has a heart for the people.
Yes.
You know, and I always say that about Dr. Nicole, because I'm like Cece, I tell everybody about this program because I know she loves people.
Yes.
And it shows. And when you love people, God will allow you, you know, to do what it is to make those dreams come to pass, because he knows you're not going to mistreat people.
Praise God.
You know, he knows
Yep.
that you're going to take those dreams and visions and actually bring them to pass. So I just thank God for this broadcast
you.
today.
Yes, this was such a blessing.
For you two ladies, and I just thank you for giving your time again. And for my viewing and listening audience, we do want you to listen to this broadcast, get the information off the website, and you know, and be a part of what's going on, this movement that's going on right now in the earth. And God is moving by his spirit in the earth. And so we thank God for you, our listening and viewing audience. This again has been the Marketplace Connection, and I have been your host, as I am every week. So we want you to get up on Saturday mornings, okay, and listen to the people that God brings across these airways that is going to be a blessing to you. And so thank God for you. We will see you again, and as I always tell you, remember, you can do it. Whatever it is, do it. You can do it. Yes, you can. Have a great weekend. We will see you again next week. God bless. Thank you for listening to the Marketplace Connection. Join me each week on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on Worship Radio Detroit.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.